Okay. So today is Epilepsy Awareness Day. It's celebrated every year on March 26th. Um, so let's start off what is epilepsy? So it's a type of it in your brain. The um, cells or the activity in your brain, it gets and disrupted, yeah, and it causes like a seizure. So my type of epilepsy is primary generalized epilepsy. So thankfully it only happens like when I'm sleeping, because brain activity then is it's a lot different. Um, a reason that we should be like more aware of it is because I've seen many times people put it into jokes, or they don't deal with it like they should. Um, when it's not that funny, and they're
not funny at all.
Yeah, they just put it into jokes or something. Like it's if you have it, then it's so
So tell us why that would never be something that's funny to laugh about.
So I remember a time that you were saying the decimal points 0.9999, and someone in here was like, he's having a seizure. And then I I got kind of looked around, but when you have a seizure, it's actually it's scary, and
that's not the right way to joke about that.
Yeah, it's really scary.
And the person who did that, of course, didn't think about that.
Yeah.
As being something that might not be the best way to joke. Did y'all hear that? That's a good awareness for everybody, right? To think about that's not the best way to make a joke.
Yeah.
So tell me, when did you find out, and what led you all to check to find that out?
So I got diagnosed in November last year. I had been having what I thought was seizures at nighttime. I had one every week. I had well, almost every week. I think I had three, like uh, 3 or 4 actually real ones at nighttime. And I went to the doctors a couple times. The doctor, I think the first time, she just kind of brushed me off. She was like, "You're dehydrated" or something. And then
and that's because probably that's the first thing you want to check, right?
Yeah. And then so I went again. We went to my pediatrician, and she directed me. She was like, "Oh, this sounds serious. You need to go to this neurologist." So I went.
Neurologist studies.
Brain
Brain
activity. Yeah. So I went to a neurologist. I've gone to him quite a few times. So I went to a neurologist, and he did an EEG. An EEG is where you have all these wires. Ainsley did one too. Where you have all these wires attached to your head with sticky stuff, and then you have to sleep, and they monitor your brain activity with all those wires. So but before, they flashed a really intense light in my face before I went to sleep. So that's what triggered it for them to show up on the screen. So, and then he was like, "Yeah, she has epilepsy." So that's when I found out.
The epilepsy type you have, it just affects when you're asleep.
Yeah.
And does it affect you every night, on every week or two? How does that happen?
So I'm on medication, so it doesn't happen anymore.
So the medication keeps it from happening.
Yes.
And you take that before bed?
In the morning and before bed.
Okay. And did when you had them as when you were asleep, did they wake you up?
Yeah, they woke me up. I got all freaked out. I remember a few times I couldn't really think about what I was doing, and my immediate response to what was happening was I gotta get to my parents. I didn't think about calling them or anything. So I tried to walk down the stairs, and I fell the first time. So
and was that last fall, or?
Yeah, last fall.
Yeah.
It was pretty weird.
Of course it was. Absolutely. So the big thing is we want to think about, and that's why you have purple on, is that it's to make awareness of people who have epilepsy. So is it possible that, or will you have to take that medicine for the rest of your life, or is it possible that eventually you won't have to?
The doctor said most people don't grow out of it, so I most likely will be taking it for the rest of my life.
All right. I saw a couple people wanted to ask a question. Is that okay?
Yeah. Beckett.
Beckett.
So I just want to say, I think that Scratch, like the program, it kind of separated this, and it used to be blue and like orange, but they changed it to like a gray, light purple with like some very nice tones. And there's even a little setting you can do, which is for if you have epilepsy, and it like can make it the colors like brighter or like darker, and like it's kind of helps your eyes.
Yeah. Clyde.
When you're having a seizure, do you happen to hallucinate?
No, I don't hallucinate. I just like.
And because she's asleep, which that might be something with somebody who has them that are awake.
That's just because I'm sleeping.
All right.
Okay.
Let's say about 3 more questions.
Okay. Luke.
What happens when you have a seizure?
That I get that question a lot. It's really hard to explain because like I don't know what's happening. So I can't really focus on one thing. I'm like shaking like really bad, and I'm like trying to walk downstairs or like I'm trying to call someone, but I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like.
So you're awakened from sleep,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the thought. I've got to get to somebody or call somebody,
Yeah.
and you're still shaky.
Yeah.
Or shaking.
Yeah.
And disoriented.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
For how long does that last?
So you're supposed to call 911 if it's over 5 minutes. I don't think mine was ever over 5 minutes. I don't know how long. But
maybe a couple minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Vera.
So I have like, because my dad has told me that he has them. Does it feel like an electrical shock? Or like
No.
Or like, how do you know that you're having one? Like when you wake up?
You just, well, like,
you observe yourself shaking, right?
No, my brain, it feels like it's like all over the place, and then like I notice like, oh, like I can't think about anything, like I'm falling out of my bed, I'm falling downstairs, like I'm shaking and all that, and that's like when I actually notice it. Ainsley.
What happens like actually the science behind like what is actually happening?
I think the brain activity is like, I know with my my primary generalized epilepsy, I think the brain activity, it's definitely different when you're asleep. So when I like go to deep sleep, I don't know what they're called, but they start like going.
Neurons?
Yeah, the neurons. Yeah, they start going like haywire or something like that, and then it just starts up. They tell like different parts of my body to like start moving. So.
Which is in your involuntary.
Yeah.
Reflexes.
Yeah.
That part of your brain.
Do you know if March 26, like why it's National Epilepsy Awareness?
No, I found out yesterday. My mom told me, and then I was like, oh.
Yeah. Okay, and the last 2 things was Luke and Aiden.
So when you have a seizure, is it like they're shaking so bad where you can't walk, or is it just?
So it's really, I mean, I can walk, but it's like really hard to balance, and like I said, like
it's the coordination.
I was like falling off stairs, and I couldn't like focus on what I was doing. So yeah.
And hair.
So I don't think this is anything to do with the seizure, but one time it might have been like blood rushing down, but I was on the bed or my bed and I was watching something and I stood up to go brush my teeth, and then I couldn't control anything. My vision went black. My face hit the door and then I slid down. A couple seconds later, like I still retained consciousness. I knew what was going on, but it's only happened once ever.
That happens to me like really often. Like I'll stand up like quickly, and then the blood just like goes and then I can't see.
All right, let's give her a hand. Thank you very much, Claire.